who recently moved to Cambodia. He's been here before, of course, but he's made the leap. He finally made the leap, yeah?
After the 17th time, we'll see what happens because, life is, I keep on telling people I don't know what is going to happen the next week. So the possibility is endless and it depends on how things are going. I'm okay with everything. Right now, I think it's like the 5th day in Cambodia and I'm enjoying it. So just as long as it keeps on going, I'm cool.
Excellent, excellent. And so before you came to Cambodia, you were living out of your car in Los Angeles, correct?
Yes.
Oh, in the Los Angeles area.
Yes.
Yeah. And you had quite a few adventures that you
always
talked about. You uploaded so many videos documenting your time. You kind of became the king of the homeless people in LA, right?
That's right.
Was there actually like some kind of article or news thing or something that happened? Right. Tell us about that.
I was documenting my homeless lifestyle living in my car in LA before the 2024 presidential election with the USA. And it was crazy because, out of the blues, when I started making different, uploading different videos, somebody from Radio France in France emailed me. And I'm like, what the hell somebody in France want to do with a homeless guy in LA? And she's like, we're covering the 2024 USA presidential election. And I'm interviewing people to see who they're going to vote for. And we want your opinion. And I was just thinking to myself, like, hey, you know what? I'm going to get exposure to people in, what's it called, France as the homeless guy. So I might as well. What a reputation to show my family all abroad that, hey, you know what? I made it. Oh, what's going on?
It's the chat. So Robert from True Crime Podcast is here. Hey, good to see you here.
Oh, okay,
a little bit different format today.
Yeah, we're trying something new.
Yeah, and warning that there may be language, okay? Because I'm not going to censor him speaking, and I've already said in the title he's an ex-gang member, okay? Yeah. So there could be some language happening, and so don't get freaked out. And Mumsy is here in the house as well. Robert in the house, Mumsy in the house. Mumsy. Yeah, Christine is Mumsy.
Oh,
is my mom.
Your mom seeing her daughter with the ex-gang member homeless guy doesn't make too much of a...
It's all right. It's all right.
Man.
Everyone's saying hello to each other. Alrighty. So this radio station in France did a story, and that kind of like you ended up really taking off after that, right? Or were you already...
I was climbing the ranks of the homeless population in LA, and that just blew me off. Like, more and more eyes on me. So
went into the stratosphere.
Yeah, well, at that time I was still working. I was doing YouTube part time. So once I started getting more traction, that's when I decided to say, you know what, the gig work in LA. I mean, I'm homeless already, so it wasn't going nowhere, and I was like, you know what, I got to go ahead and do something different. If you do the same thing over and over expecting changes, then you must be local. So I was like, you know what?
I think it was Albert Einstein who said that.
Yeah, I mean, whoever it is, it's just like, I keep on telling people the same thing. If it's not working, why you keep on doing it? You know, you got to change the game plan. And so I was delivering food, I was living in my car, I was miserable, and I almost got shot up a couple of times because, even though I left the gang life, the gang in LA still hasn't changed. They still banging, they still shooting, they still killing. And I was like, you know what, I got to get away from LA, but I can't afford to move outside anywhere else. So I was like, you know what, Cambodia has like rooms for $100 a month. So, let's see what happens.
Absolutely. And I think that you mentioned in one of your videos that I watched that the insurance requirement was due on your car insurance.
Well, my car, I didn't pay registration for like 3 years, so I was riding hot all the time. Like I said, you lived a life where you didn't care no more. You were just trying to make enough money to go to the next week. So yeah, I mean, insurance expired, cracked windshield. I was going recording on my car, and all my viewers like, hey man, your windshield's cracked. Why don't you replace it? It's like, man, I'm homeless. I mean, I'm barely got enough money in my pocket to eat food. I was like, that's the last thing I'm worried about, and then, my registration expired, and, I'm just like watching out for the police to pull me over. Actually, I got pulled over one time by the police, and he kind of like looked at my situation. And it's like, man, I don't want to see you again. You better make sure you get this car registered. And I was like, okay, I'll do it. That was the first thing I did. The car was behind like $1,500 in registration fees. So they know how hard it is in LA.
I believe in California, I'm not sure about other states, but in California, if you do not even own a car, but you have a driver's license, you are required to carry insurance. Because it's assumed that since you have a driver's license, you may get in someone else's car and they may or may not have insurance. Oh, Robert says he's driving on no insurance right now.
Hey.
See, people understand. They can relate.
That's how. Go ahead.
How do we? Oh,
I don't know.
No, wait. Oh, I
Live
should
chat,
make live chat.
Yeah, we want to
sure.
talk to you. You want to go ahead and see your audience talk. We just had it.
And then there you go.
Are you
homeless in Cambodia, or did you find work there? Question.
No, I mean right now I'm waiting on my supporters in America sending me donations to do some stuff. So I sold my home, which is a 2003 Toyota Camry with a cracked windshield, no insurance. So I got a few $100 to last me for maybe a couple weeks, something like that. So, but people been here. It's been generous. So they've been taking me out to eat, smoke weed, getting drunk every night. So
not me, his other friends. Just to clarify.
Just to clarify.
Although it doesn't matter. I mean, but it's not me.
Yeah. So right now, it's still everything's open, but I don't have that much obligations, because you could go find like a $5 room, in Cambodia, whereas I was paying minimum of $80 a night in LA County, and that was just in the crappy neighborhood.
The seedy motel, $80 a night.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. And here it's only $5.
Yeah, it's only $5. I could go to Batabong and share like a hostel with 8 other people, and it'll be only like $250. So just as long as I got like a safe place to sleep, that's all I need. And the beer over here is only like 50 cents. So I think it's like Cambo beer or Anchor. You better go ahead and sponsor our brother out here, because he does a lot of drinking.
You hear that? Anybody
wants to
watching?
Sponsor?
Yeah.
The homeless YouTuber, hit me up.
Need to sign up to Ko-fi.com.
Oh, I already have.
You have it? Yeah, and say buy me a beer. Mumsy says yes, rooms in Cambodia are more reasonable.
That's right.
I mean, for $80 a night, you're in a 4 or 5-star hotel.
The money is so different.
4-star.
Yeah, I mean, the money is so different with LA. I mean, $80 was a crappy hotel, but it was just like, $80. I think I got into a 4-star hotel over here for less than 60. I wanted to go ahead and splurge one night. It's like I've been homeless for a while. Let me go ahead and see how it is, how the other side lives. So
yeah. And so have you seen
how
the other side lives?
I don't know. I was live streaming that one night. It's like I had 3 beds to myself for one single guy.
I missed that. I missed the live stream.
Yeah.
But I've seen some of them. I've been watching your videos even as replays. But the time that you got a phone snatched.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, because when you end your stream, then it uploads, right? And so since the guy snatched it, I think it didn't get that final step.
No, I did. I went ahead and
deleted
deleted it because it's like, I don't want to replay. I mean, first of all.
Because I was like looking for that.
First of all, I wanted to tell the audience like I'm a dumbass because I'm out there exposing myself at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, walking around, live streaming. And I've been doing this for a long time, so it's not like the first time, but it's like I've been telling people, stay smart. I'm gotta be street smart, and I got caught slipping.
Are you planning on staying in Cambodia?
Everything is open, because when I left the United States, 7-8 companies messaged me to do collaborations with their products, and it's like, how are you gonna send it to Cambodia? And it's like, you become homeless king of LA. But now you're in Cambodia. So it's like I kind of miss out on. I wish they would have messaged me earlier so I can make a better informed decision. I didn't know how much money I was going to make on YouTube. So once I blew up, I was like, man, you know what? I made the most I made was $1,700 in a 30-day period. But You know, with LA, 1,700 can't even get you an apartment. So it's like, you know what? If I could do the same thing in Cambodia, I'll be the fucking homeless YouTube king of Cambodia. So, like I said,
Yeah.
I got nothing to lose right now.
Yeah. And Mumsy says you're making a fresh start.
Yeah, you got to. I mean, if you're homeless, sleeping in your car, stressing all the time, and you're about to get shot because you're going to different warring neighborhoods, why don't you just go to Cambodia and get a fresh start? You know, there was nothing that was happening besides my YouTube channel that was in LA. And like I said, I stopped this gang activity, but other people, the youngsters, didn't stop. So it's like I got a target on my head, especially when you're out like on YouTube, social media. So it's like, you know what? It's time to get away far. I don't think there's gonna be any drive-bys on me in Cambodia that I know of so
Probably
far.
not.
Yeah, probably not. So.
Yeah. So people can go to your channel and watch your videos talking about your gang history in detail and through several different videos. But can you give us just a little summary for people that have no clue about why did I put an ex-gang member? What was that part of your life? Just,
I mean,
like how old were you? When was it?
Okay, so to start it off with, I'm a Khmer killing fields like children. Like
so were you born then?
I was born after.
After.
I mean, no.
Your parents came to America.
I was born before the Khmer Rouge took over, so I was like at least 2 or 3 years old. I don't know, you know.
Okay.
So my dad, that I never saw, they took him out the house a couple of blocks and they shot him straight in the head and died. So I never knew who my father was to this day. I don't even have any recollection because during that Khmer Rouge, everything was wiped out. I don't even know how old I am because we don't have like accurate records of, you know. So my mom went to the concentration camp and, you know, she had drama and stress and all that stuff from, you know.
Were you separated and put in an orphanage?
You know, I have no idea because I'm too young to remember.
Because a lot of times they took the
maybe
young
they
kids
they
and put
gave
them
the
in
grandma
orphanages.
or whatever it is, but like I said, I was too young to know.
Yeah.
And so after we fled to the neighboring Thailand, you know, the Thai people didn't show us any love either. So we were outcasts.
At the refugee camp in Thailand.
Refugee camp in Thailand, and eventually my mom met her current husband, and you know, I don't have any relationship. You know, it's like you're a stepchild, and that's how I've been stepchild all this time. And so we got sponsored to Pennsylvania, Lancaster, by some of the churches. And I grew up with like rolling hills in Lebanon, PA, church, Amish community, the good stuff. And my mom, being Cambodian, like hot climate and things like that, she weren't used to the cold winters and stuff like that. So word of mouth got all the Cambodians that were refugees that Long Beach was the spot. You know, we got jobs, we got welfare, we got opportunity.
You could start a donut shop.
I don't think the donut shop was there yet, but there was just opportunity. It was just like, you know what, they got free government cheese. So we moved to Long Beach, California. Actually, we were looking at a wonderful city next door called Compton, California, which is gang capital of the world, and that's how we got started. And so I didn't know nothing about. All the Cambodians that were refugees did not know nothing about gang life, but the gang life was already been happening in it's Los Angeles County. I mean, I stay in Long Beach, but Long Beach is part of Los Angeles County.
Right, because we're talking the mid 80s here. Just for anybody who doesn't know, when he talks about the Khmer Rouge time, that was 75 to 79. And then you spent, you know, maybe a year in the refugee camp before getting, you know, so you're already at 80, 81 because you had to get to the refugee camp, right? And then you spent a little bit of time in Pennsylvania. So we're talking mid 80s. And gang activity.
Gang was there before
big.
already.
Yeah.
It
hadn't really spread out
internationally.
Right, but it was big
it was there
in LA.
already in LA. It's
the Bloods and the Crips.
The Mexican Latino gangs were in there in the 1920s. They were already there. That's why I have to give props to the Mexican gang because they were already gang bang because they were started off as zoot suits.
Oh right.
The American navies and sailors and army, they always give the Mexican American a hard time. And so they had to stand up for the neighborhood, and that's where this gang neighborhood came from. It wasn't to beat up people or whatever, it was to protect the neighborhood.
Right.
And so there was this loyalty to the neighborhood because they didn't want people coming to the neighborhood and messing it up. Even the blacks had the same thing also, but they weren't called gangs yet. They were like before the Black Panther and all that stuff. And so it's already established, entrenched in Los Angeles. And so the refugees, like, they came to Long Beach and we're skin and bones. We got one suitcase for 5 people. We were sleeping in, 1-bedroom apartment. We didn't know English. And the locals, they started taking advantage of the Cambodian youth. We were getting punked. They wanted our lunch money. The blacks gave us a hard time at the beginning because, like I said, they're already at like the bottom of the social economic class. And so now we got these newcomers coming, taking their apartments and this and that. So at first we didn't get along with the blacks. And I remember fighting, like I was like maybe 10, 12 years old, fighting a grown black guy, 6 foot, whatever, with muscles, but we had to team up. So now we got 4 or 5 young Cambodian guys fighting a black male adult. And so we had to do that all the time. So every time that the Cambodians got together, we had the apartments where, okay, if you have any problems, you come over to this apartment, you yell, whatever like that, and everybody go help you because, we had to help our own people. So that's how pretty much like the Cambodian gangs in Long Beach started, as a defensive against other races that were targeting us because we were newcomers and we didn't know the business. We didn't know Cambodia didn't start gangbanging, okay? And so that's pretty much how it went. I mean, we were just looking out for each other, and so like pretty much like everybody that I grew up with, I mean, they respect each other at that time because you needed to, because you were pretty much outsized, outnumbered, and we didn't know the business. But you got to think about it. The refugees just came from like civil war where like my dad got shot in the head, point blank, and they were chopping people left and right in Cambodia. So we had this trauma in our head already that people don't know. It's like we don't got nothing to lose, and that's how I kind of like still live to this day of nothing to lose.
Right. Wow, thank you for sharing that. It's such a personal story.
That's it.
And we all of us have some kind of trauma or whatever. Doesn't have to be because of our parents. Like you, it wasn't because of your parents. It was because of your situation.
Well, it was like my parents too, because I came with a stepdad that he didn't, just because you have a stepdad doesn't mean you get along. And so I was looking for another family, someone to be accepted. And that's where like the homies, the people that went to school with and,
accept you as a family
and look at each other. And so I held more, I hang around more of my gang members than my family. So I was like an outcast. And at the same time too, I didn't want my family to get involved because I already know how the situation gets when if they can't get me, they're going to go ahead and get your family. So that's why I wanted to stay away. Didn't want people to know.
Roddy in the house. So Roddy Parade says, thank you for sharing. Yeah. But I just meant that, like, even if someone's never been part of a gang, we can all relate in that it's a human condition that no one's life is perfect, right? So maybe your parents and your family life and everything is like perfect growing up in a sense, but you have an illness or somebody close to you dies, or you have a house fire or a hurricane or something. I mean, there's always something that makes our life not perfect.
Well, I'm studying Buddhism now, and it's basically life itself is pain and suffering. So just as long as you're living, just as long as you're born, we're gonna go through pain and suffering. So it's just a matter of, the gangs took a different form 200, 300, 4,000 years ago. They still had gangs. They didn't wear the colors, they didn't do this, but they still had people that, wanted this way, that way, and stuff like that. So gangs have never changed. Sure. It's just another classification, I think back in the early 1800s or something, like in New York, they had the whatever little New York street stuff, you know.
Right, because many immigrants, they it didn't matter what country they were coming from, whether they were Irish or Italian or Polish or black people or, anywhere, coming from anywhere, they had to kind of stick together because they spoke their language. No other people, they didn't know English yet. They had to speak a language. They like exactly as you're describing, protect each other. I mean, I think the Italian mafia is like that. Also like a feudal system, I mean, with knights in shining armor. You were a serf working the land, and you paid tribute to the manor house, to the patron of the area, and then they protected you, or were supposed to.
And it's been going on for hundreds and thousands of years, just different ways of doing it.
Even if it's a tribe, your tribe protects you, and you have a chief of the tribe. You
remember how the Irish came to America, and they were getting rejected by the English and whoever like that.
Yeah.
So they were like, "We rather have dogs inside the pub than the Irish."
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. We were newcomers, and like I said, that was the way we had to go ahead and protect ourselves.
Right. And they're doing it right now with Haitians, which is why I'm really kind of, it's an odd situation because they're having a really bad struggle. Roddy's saying, is the American immigrant societal preservation ideal, whether it's Irish? Oh, it is the American immigrant societal preservation deal, whether Irish, English, Polish, etc. It's a family.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
You're gonna take like at least 2 or 3 generations to living in America to fully adopt being Americanized. So for the newcomer, like you said, the Haitians, they are getting outcasted and things like that. And
because they're apparently, some of them are like hunting stray animals, or even like cats, dogs, geese, whatever. There's video
because maybe they're used to it.
Exactly.
And that's the thing about it. It's like whatever they're at. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if it's false information or true, but they don't have Walmart in Haitian, or they don't have Amazon delivery and stuff like that. So you got to be open that the whole world doesn't meet American standards at all times. So they have to do what they got to do to survive.
Because and this is the thing, like with the refugee status, a lot of people are afraid that because there's so much turmoil in Haiti, that it's the bad, like there was a prison escape, like everybody just escaped the prison, right? Nobody was in the prison anymore. They were all in the streets, and they were some pretty bad dudes, and they took the barbecue spits where people were barbecuing pig or cow or something, were putting people on them.
No, I
and stuff. I mean, there were some bad dudes, and so people are afraid that those are the ones that are being brought over as immigrants. But yet, you've got everyday normal people. If you think about it, all these people escape. They're barbecuing on the street, and mom and pop and kids that are just normal people trying to have a family are now at risk. And if they're able to get out and come to America, then that's a true refugee status. That those people, like you said, they're bringing that trauma, that they do need help and they need our respect, and because they're not the bad element. But how do we determine between?
But the thing with Haiti
them,
is, the history with Haiti is, it was a rich country before colonialism. And so when they went to war with France to get the independence, they had to go ahead and pay the government or whatever of France restitution for trying to get their freedom. So, that's the whole thing about it. It's like, you made this we're refugees from Cambodia in America. Why did we get to America? Is because the American bombed Laos and Cambodia secretly.
Yes.
And
sold all the mines.
And so it's like all this colonialism, and then all of a sudden, like for me, it's like, oh, you're a gang member, and you're not good to the American society. Well, I was put into like one of the poorest, the most ghettoest areas. We call it like Cambodia town, and you're gonna get bullied, you're gonna get punched in the face. I got shot at when I was just a little kid playing like rubber bands and stuff like that. And so the environment is gonna go ahead and make you and break you. It's like either you're gonna be a sheep or you're gonna be a wolf. And I said, what, I'm gonna be a wolf.
Yeah. I used to, so in 2006, I first came to Cambodia,
and I fell in love with it. I was here for about a month, and I went back to the U.S. to kind of settle everything and get things sorted, and then move here for the rest of my life, which I did in 2007. But during that year, I found a Cambodian landlady, and we would go dancing in Long Beach at the Green Mango every Friday night. So I was learning all the Khmer dances and everything. At first I was really awkward, but then by the end of the year, I was so good that when I came back, when I did move to Cambodia, everyone was so impressed because I was dancing better than the Cambodians here, because they had lost that tradition. They'd kind of gotten sloppy with their dancing, and they weren't really holding to it as strictly as the refugees were holding on to that tradition to keep their culture. And so I learned it very strictly. But anyway, one night I'm leaving the Green Mango, going out to my car in the little parking lot, and there's gangbangers with guns. And it's funny because they were holding it sideways like this instead of like this. Yeah.
Do it like the movies.
And I see someone holding a gun. No, they weren't pointing at me, but they're pointing at someone else in the parking lot. I'm like jumping in my car, getting out of. It's like, okay.
I know the Green Mango.
Yeah,
I
it's
went
closed
there.
now. I was waiting. I was watching you walking around Cambodia town, trying to see if I could figure out.
There's no more Green Mango because all the businesses
Yeah.
got kicked out because the rent is so high and stuff like that. But that's another subject. But yeah, I went to the Green Mango, and it's like pretty much like gang territory, depending on who has the guns and the numbers at any time.
Yeah. So yeah, I've never had a gun pulled on me here in Cambodia. I have been in vehicles with people that have guns and show me their guns, who I won't name or anything. Of course, one was like military, and so they had license to have the gun, but somebody else wasn't military, but they were just showing off the fact that they had a handgun in their glove box in their Lexus, Because I got friends everywhere. I'm friends with street people.
You're
I'm
friends with homeless people too.
And with everybody, because I treat all people with respect. That's the thing.
I guess
It doesn't matter how much money you have. I always say it's the heart, because in Cambodia, a lot of people think that if you're rich, then you got that way from corruption, and you're greedy and you're a bad person. And well, maybe 90% of that is true. There's still a 10% that's not the case. That they were smart and they took opportunity, right? And there's poor people. It's not so there's this. I see it sometimes in the press or in certain groups of people where they're like, all rich people are bad and all poor people are stepped on. I'm like, no. I said, it's the heart that's greedy. It doesn't matter how much money you have in your hand. You can be rich and you can be bad, but you can also be good. The money doesn't determine that. Your heart does. Same for the poor people, because there's poor people that will take advantage. Like if a company gets a concession to build a plantation or something like that, they will go squat on that land, and they'll get the village chief to sign a paper, that a title that says that they've been there for 20 years when they weren't. Everybody's in on lying, so that way they can collect from the company when they finally come to like clear the land and build their plantation, and that's a greedy heart. They don't have any money in their hand, but they have the greedy heart. And so that's so important when you find it, whether you're at the market and you're buying fruit or something, and you find out very quickly because they don't wear a mask here in Cambodia. That's what I find, that most Cambodians are real, and if they're a bad person or a greedy person, you can figure that out pretty quickly. Same if they're a good person, because they're not hiding who they are. Do you find that to be true?
I mean, for me, they always try to get me because they don't think I'm Cambodian. They think I'm a foreigner. I mean, people think I'm Mexican. So
that's the greedy people. You're encountering the greedy people.
I went to go buy a SIM card the other day, and the guy that I usually buy from, he was busy on his phone, whatever like that. So the neighboring person was available. So I asked her, I like a SIM card. How much is it? She told me $8. I was like, what the hell?
Right.
I only paid this amount with him the other time. And so when I went to go ahead and ask him when he was off the phone, and he said, you got your ID? And I go, yeah. And he said, oh, it's only $2. And I'm looking at her. She's like, she already knows she got caught. Like, oh, this. So
right.
She thinks that this guy doesn't know, anything about Cambodia or whatever. That they think I'm a barang. So
Right.
they always try to hit the barang, and it's like, I speak Khmer. I know what I know the deal. I've been here 17 times. You're not gonna fool me. So
Right.
like I said, but I understand.
But you caught it like that.
Yeah, I mean, I already know. Like I said, I mean,
But if you hadn't bought one before,
if you hadn't done it before, $8, okay, I mean,
Right.
What else can you do? It's like that's
Right.
where they want to get the barangs because they don't know the price.
yeah,
I had this one girl that I knew. She was like first time in Cambodia, and back at that time it was like the tuk-tuks, and she wanted to go like 2 or 3 blocks from on the riverside from wherever, and she said, I want to go here. She didn't negotiate with the guy, whatever like that, how much it cost. And finally, when he dropped her off, and she's like, "How much is it?" It's like $10. And she's like,
should be like $1.
But and now it's too late. You can't discuss how much it is because
and if you give them $1 and start to walk away, they'll just crumble it up and throw it on the ground.
whatever
and
it
scream
is.
at you.
They didn't know.
Yeah.
She didn't know.
Yeah.
But it's like and people don't know that, and that's where they take advantage. Those people that they start thinking for a quick second, like 2 or 3 seconds. That you ask what.
That's a key. If they because I will tell exactly because they know exactly how much everything is, especially in the markets. They've got like a million things in their stall that they sell, whether it's shoes
exactly
or food.
how much it
they
is.
know exactly how much everything is, and if they're thinking, they're trying to think how much higher can I get? Yes, and walk away. The minute they start thinking and they didn't give you a price right away, walk away.
Walk away. Now this is the thing that I got a couple times in Cambodia with the price situation. So it was a long time ago, maybe about 10, 15 years ago when I first came here. And the same thing too, I was at the ball with my cousins. We haven't seen each other for years and years and years. Like, let's go to a little KTV and we'll have a good time, drink. So they give us the menu, whatever it is, that liquor that we're gonna buy, advertised for 12, 15, whatever bucks at that time. So when the bill came, we look at the bill and it's like, hey, this thing should be $12. How come it's $17, $18 now? And the manager or whoever is like running the show said, "Oh, I'm sorry, the price changed this morning, but the owner didn't have time to change."
Oh.
And so we bought, like I said, we drank it already and stuff like that. And in my head is like this: I don't really care about the whatever $4 or $5 difference or whatever that you're trying to rip me off at. But I'm gonna tell you this: we're never ever gonna come back to your establishment again.
Right.
And that's what I keep on telling people. Like, they think like short term over here,
Right.
1 or 2 weeks, whatever like that. And say, I'm gonna try to get as much from the barangs as possible.
Yep.
And then sooner or later, the barangs like, you know what? I'm not gonna come back.
Right.
They don't care. And they don't care. And like I said, I don't even want to talk about this no more because my audience is 80% American and shit like that. So but I don't know.
See, I find that there's a lot more of this behavior in Siem Reap. So some people, they prefer living in Siem Reap because it's a smaller town. And I guess they've like redone the streets, so there's actual
lovely.
sidewalks up there.
It's lovely.
But the sidewalks don't make up for the people. And of course, you're going to find some good people. And so a friend of mine also does YouTube, and he was looking for some camera stuff or some equipment, recording equipment. And he did a show, so he did a live walking around. He might have uploaded it as a video, whatever. He goes around to like 4 or 5 different shops, and then he finds a shop where the guy is really good. And I wrote in the comments, when you find someone good, you stick with them. And then from that point, once you know they have that good heart, they're not going to cheat you. Now their staff might, right? But as long as you talk to that guy, you're always going to be good, and don't go anywhere else. And you never have to negotiate. Because they're giving you the good price. And you build relationships that way.
But that's for like expats that's going to stay long term. I mean, other people that are just visiting, they want to get that quick, whatever profit they can. I don't know. Like I said, I mean,
I say the best tip then in that case is if they have to think about it.
Yeah, once they think, okay.
But then they're
already know
whatever it is, they're upping the price.
They selling the same thing every day. They already know. So when they just like got the little deer light, the deer with the headlights,
the eyes go up in the head because they're calculating
how much can I get from this idiot.
Walk away. That's the best advice. If they tell you right off, it's $4, it's $5.
They know.
Then that's the correct price. I mean, if they get really smart, then they should have their
display.
general barang price already in their head, so they can rattle it off fast.
You know, it's a Cambodian, $4. It's a foreigner, $8. You know, and do it fast. If they knew what we're saying, but they don't.
I don't know.
Because they look at each and one as individual.
Yeah, individual. It's an individual transaction. It's not
right. So that's why they're calculating. Well, this foreigner, how much can I get?
Yeah.
Not just all foreigners. I'm going to have this higher price.
I don't think that's right. I think it should be just whatever price it is. Everybody's human. You know, you know. Now, if you're really like, say for example, when I take a tuk-tuk back in the days, and it's like 8,000 reals. And they're nice and cool, whatever like that. I'll just give them like a 10,000 real, move on.
Right.
You know,
right.
It's
but whenever I would do that, I would always say, and I would, if I could, I mean, you're talking about a 10,000 real bill.
Yeah.
But I would say, you know, this is a gift.
Yeah.
They
already know.
And if I can, I'll have it separate. I'll say, here's the fee, and here's some extra, so they know that it's not connected.
Honestly, they already know, because like I said, before you even take the tuk-tuk, we already negotiated like 8,000 reals. Okay, so cool. The person took your time. They did this, that. Okay, here's 10. Here's 10,000 real. No need to change. They already know, and that's the thing, is they already look for people like us, because they know the generous. I mean, like I said, I'm living in Cambodia because of donations from people from America, because they know the struggle. Yeah. And so the people in Cambodia, they are struggling themselves so much that they don't know how to be generous. So that's the big difference. So, but like I said, I understand, you know, it's hard when you're making very little money, but the cost of living is still high over here. You know, if you wanted imported goods, like you want
high for them.
Yeah, it's high. Yeah. But for us, it's, you know, it's affordable.
It depends on, you know, and that really depends on what lifestyle you want. Because if you eat Cambodian food, you know, and you're not going out, you know, clubbing all the time and eating at fancy restaurants, because whatever you want, this is what I tend to say, whatever you want is here.
Everything.
You know, whether it's high class that you want or street level, it's all here. It's just how much you're going to pay for it.
How much you're willing to pay for it.
You know?
Everything is for sale in Cambodia.
Yeah. And you were talking about Tultumpong and living there and the price of houses.
Uh-huh.
And that's for sure true. And I think there's a kind of a cultural hub that's happening there too. I remember when those people were all in BKK1.
Got priced out, gentrification.
You know, and exactly. There were no skyscrapers. All the NGOs were there. And all of those people tended to be the NGO workers. You know, so if the highest persons provided a villa, but the lower staff aren't. And so they would, you know, they'd come out, and you know what, a lot of times the NGOs, if they have foreign volunteers, they're paid volunteers. So it's a paid job, but they call them volunteers. I don't know, whatever. And so those foreigners started moving to Tultumpong from BKK1. And it was like, it was nothing over there. I mean, you had the market. You had the Russian market.
Oh, I went there the other day. Oh my God, almost sweated myself to death. I don't know why people go there. They supposedly have all these cheap good stuff, but that's a surefire hazard for people that don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
And
that's true.
I don't know how you could have a food stall in the same area as a mechanics, shop, and
all mixed up.
Everything's mixed up. So I mean, like I said, I had to go visit just to see what it was about, but I was like, I'm surprised it's still in business, because now all the malls over here, all the other stuff has gone up in scale. You know, where people now want AC, they want Starbucks, they want all the Western things, and I'm still surprised that the Russian market is still up and running. But you know, like I said, I don't know the history too much, and there's always going to be a market for those people who's trying to find cheaper stuff.
Yeah. But Cambodians, generally, they don't have any rent or mortgage unless they've gotten themselves into debt by mortgaging their house. But, I mean, coming out of the Khmer Rouge, there were no land titles. Everybody, you know, if they could prove that they'd lived in the same place for X amount of years because they've been paying the electricity bill in their name and all this, then they would get a title to that. Once they established the land titles, then they would get a title. And there's no mortgage, there's no nothing. I mean, so you have no rent or mortgage. You have very little transportation costs because they're riding like a middle class and is riding a motorcycle, maybe a Camry, right? And you've got the whole family working. So if they're getting $50 a month back in the day, or now like $150, $200 a month, but you've got that times, 4 or 5 people that are all living in the same household and contributing together, that's more than enough to be considered middle class, and even really, really poor people, they're eating rice every day and not because, I can't afford to eat anything but rice. I mean, I had a little thing called Hollywood Cookies, and one of my staff, I was trying to get him, like, you got to taste the food that we sell, because we're selling like American food. You have to taste it just so you can say something.
Say if it's good or not,
right.
Did you cook it right or not?
Yeah. And he's like, oh, no. Didn't even want to taste it. He's like, I only eat rice every day or I will die. And I'm like, that's a trauma thing from the Khmer Rouge, passed down from the grandparents to the parents, because then he was young. Then, because during the Khmer Rouge and after, during the Civil War, if you didn't have rice every day, you would die. Right? I mean, that wasn't far from the truth during that time. But it's not that time anymore.
Well, I met some young kids the other day when I got here, and they were speaking English really good. So things have changed. I mean, the internet, we got a lot of people now that is fluent in English, and especially a lot of people that don't speak English, they can read English, so they understand what's going on. So, I mean, everything's developing. I mean, we've been set back because of the Khmer Rouge.
Yeah.
But now it's like time to. That's why pretty much I came over here now. It's like, what, let's go ahead and rebuild.
Yeah.
And I got all these people messaging me to do interviews, to do this, to do that, and I'm like, okay, cool. Let me see how far this is going to take.
Right. Well, on that note, I want to say thank you so much for letting me interview you, because you do have so many requests and you only have so much time.
So much time and money.
And so I really appreciate the fact that you're helping boost me up.
Yeah, no, like I said, everybody like in the neighborhood, everybody that knows me, that knows my reputation, I'm willing to give the shirt off my back to help other people, because I know it's going to eventually, because like when you're down in the dirt, you know how it is. Like I said, I'm homeless, so I'm getting donations from people I never even met. And I wouldn't be surprised one day I get like $500 donations, just because people really see what you're doing.
Right.
So
right.
I helped out another younger gentleman yesterday because he was like one of my biggest fans, and he was like, he wanted to meet me. I was like, I'm busy, and he just kept on messaging, and he's like, and then when I finally met him, because, I was like, what, let me go and see what he's about, and he was just stuttering, and it's like, I can't believe, like, the effect that I have now. It's like, dude, I'll tell people I'm an ex-gang member, ex-felon, homeless, and I got somebody when I was on live stream saying their daughter is watching my videos every single day with me cussing, drinking, smoking, and whatever like that. And then she's 5 years old.
Right.
And I was like, whoa. I was like, whoa. How the heck did people keep on telling me, like, stop cussing. They wanted me to sell to, they asked me, like, where do I send you the money to? And I was like, you go to PayPal, Ko-Fi, whatever like that, and send me the money. But there was conditions that this person wanted to give. And that condition was like, you only speak good about Cambodia. And I turned it down.
Yeah.
I said,
you're going to say whatever you want to say.
That's not me.
Yeah.
I'm Cambodian. I speak the truth because my conscience is, I can't go home sleeping at night lying, whatever it is.
Yeah.
If you don't like me because I'm an ex-felon, that's got tattoos all over, I'm homeless, I don't have the money that you could benefit, I'm glad that you unsubscribe from me. Because I'd rather be with the real people, because like I said, I've been there so many times as fake people. Even my own best friend I went to jail for, burned me. And so I'm 50 years old, so I already know the games that people play. Like I said, life is suffering, and so they're taking their suffering and trying to put it on you. And it's either you're gonna take it or you're gonna just kind of like block them off. And sooner or later, those same people that burned you, they're gonna go ahead and burn other people, or somebody's gonna burn them, and they're gonna kind of come back. No, I end the cycle of trying to take advantage of people. So if I could help, like I want her to go ahead and get monetized, because I'm like, man, I'm the YouTube homeless king of Cambodia right now, man. I mean, my income could possibly skyrocket to whatever. I got endorsement deals. I got my T-shirts. I got all these things like, and this is nothing because, like I was telling you guys, in America, I was trending, and so America being the biggest market in the world, it's like if things don't work out over here for me, it's like the worst thing I could do is go back and be the YouTube homeless king of LA again. So hopefully everything works out right.
Exactly. I don't want you to go back. I want you to be successful here and get to stay here and stay homeless if that's what you want.
I feel I have, like, say for example, when I walk somewhere over here in Cambodia, I feel everybody's watching me. Everybody's talking about me on the Telegram, whether it be good or bad or whatever it is. They talking about me.
Right.
And so I feel like I have more effect in Cambodia than if I was a millionaire in Los Angeles, because a millionaire is nothing in the United States. Nobody's even gonna look at you. I don't, but everybody in the whole Cambodian community in the United States, they know who I am. And it's crazy because I walk on the riverside and the guy stopped and he's like, "Hey, you're urban, are you urban?" I was like, "Yeah, who, I don't know who the hell you are."
Urban is your name now.
It's just, they just call urban, or they call the homeless guy or whatever. I mean, I really don't care. It's just like, once they stop me.
Yeah, but Itchy Feet guy, he was calling you urban too.
What the heck? I didn't know who this guy,
I've seen him on videos.
No, I met Canvo blog the other day.
Yeah.
And I kind of glimpsed at all these Cambodian YouTubers. Yeah. And I looked at us, that's not me. I can't really relate to.
Now I know why he speaks Khmer so well.
Camel blog?
Yeah, because on your video,
I didn't know what he was all about.
2 years old in the 90s.
Camel blog is a cool guy. I mean, I'm glad that he's there. But like I said, I don't watch all the names that you mentioned. I know there's supposed to be somebody in Cambodia, but it's like, for me, it's like I try to emulate whatever. I mean, before I did.
Do you?
No, I couldn't do me because I didn't know how to get monetized. I didn't know the YouTube business. So I was like, let me try to find out people that's already been in the game and try to pick up. And then when I started watching for like 30 seconds, like, man, this is not me. I don't have the money. I'm homeless and I don't, like, my audio sucks. I did an interview and it's like, my audio sucks. People was like, your audio whack, you can get a microphone. I was like, man, what the fuck?
Yeah. I'm just using my phone right now.
Yeah, I'm working with what I got. It's like, you think I want to be homeless, sleeping in my car if I had the money?
It's like either what we have to say is interesting or it's not.
Either you follow it or you don't like it. If you don't, you go to another channel. Yeah. So, but I like I said, I don't even know. I seen Itchy Feet, but I never watched his video. And you said that he was mentioning my name already, Urban, or because everybody
he was calling you, or you guys are sitting there drinking beer and he's calling you Urban. That's not the same. That's not the same two guys.
No, I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't know that until I watched your video.
I didn't know who's Itchy Feet.
I guess he's got 2 channels.
No, that's just Camel Vlog. He knows Itchy Feet. Itchy Feet is another person that he's just.
So he was just
playing around.
He was referencing Itchy Feet.
Yeah, he was just playing around. Yeah, that's the whole deal. Yeah, it's another person.
Okay.
Yeah, so
because I've seen Cambo vlogs. Yeah. And I've seen Itchy Feet. And I never thought of them being the same people.
I believe there's 2 different people.
Oh, see, now I'm gonna have to go look.
Yeah, no, it's 2 different people because I've seen the videos. It's like they do Cambodian content, so that's why the names pop up. And
does he have a brother?
I have no idea.
Maybe it's his brother.
I have no idea of all the YouTubers in Cambodia because
they're both good channels.
Cambodia is not my market. My market is in America, so 80% of my viewers are in America. So it's like, I don't know, and I'm gonna just keep it like that way because, that's I can't try to do both. I can't try to please the Cambodian audiences and try to it's like either I'm gonna go with the American audiences, or I'm gonna go with the Cambodian, and American audience is like 10 times more income than Cambodia. So I'm gonna be a sellout and go with the money's at.
Yeah, most of my viewers currently, and I've just reached 505 viewers. I mean subscribers, not viewers, subscribers, like 505.
I thought you over 500. You're like 1,000.
No, I just got over 500. Like enough in the last couple of weeks.
Enough to get
like the memberships and super chats and stuff. Except that you need 3,000 watch hours. Which I've met in the life of my channel, but not in the last year.
365.
Right. So I've got over 2,000, about 2,200 watch hours. So
no, we're gonna make it happen. We'll get there. I think I wanted you to do a video because the video, I don't know, for some reason I like videos more than live.
Yeah.
But you know, this is you. I mean, we're gonna get your channel up and running, get paid, so that way, because like everything in life is like, one of the guy that I met with yesterday, he was using his own money to build a following. I'm like, why are you spending your own money to try to tell people what they want to see from you? Like,
I don't spend any money.
Well, it's like you want supporters. I mean, there's you know, you want to do something for people to support you, because it costs a lot of money to do videos, to travel here, you know. And it's like, if you keep on just paying it yourself, what's the point of you being an influencer? Because no one's buying your products or goods and services. You have to get like a niche, or you have to get people to support whatever it is that you're doing, because you can't. I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't have supporters, and that's why I love my supporters.
Yeah.
And so,
and I think that's one of the things that could be holding me back from like exploding, is that I'm not in one lane. I'm not staying in one lane, right? I sometimes I'll do true crime, or I'll talk Gen X, or we'll play games, you know, or we'll do interviews like this. You know,
I did the same, because you have to throw everything out there. Because like I said, nobody teaches me the game. Honestly, I've been on YouTube for 10 years, but I never took it seriously at all.
Yeah.
So and no one's going to tell you the tricks of the trade. Only me. I mean, if like people really wanted to be a YouTuber and try to get monetized and whatever like that, I tell people for free, you know. But there's other people, they don't want you in that genre, that whatever it is, because they think that you're going to take away their stuff.
Away from them. I never think like that.
There's people always like that, you know. And there's a lot of people in Cambodia that think that way. They don't.
With everything.
Yeah, with everything. Like I said, I mean, for me, I'm Americanized, so it's like, you know, if I could help you out, I'll help you out. Because I know, like right now, like I said, like I think about maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, I was getting very little on food deliveries. My car windows cracked. My insurance was coming up. I didn't know if I was going to renew it or not. And I was like almost in tears to my audience. And I was like, fuck, I'm just going to post this thing. Hopefully somebody help me. That one day, I got like over $400 in donations from different people.
Yeah.
And that's when I knew there was something special, that some stranger could go ahead and just send you $100 donation with no.
Right.
I had people from all over California invited me to go eat dinner and stuff like that, fix my cracked windshield for free, whatever. But it's like I don't want to do it on a personal basis. It's like I don't really want to take advantage of people. And so I give shout outs to them and stuff like that. And if they give donations, I'm more than happy. But other than that, I try not to take advantage of people at all. It's like, you know, they work hard for the money. And I want to go ahead and give them something back. So that's why I'm traveling like in the craziest neighborhood, getting possibly jacked. I got my phone jacked already. So you guys know that I'm, you know, I'm true to I'm true to the game. And so it's like, that's why I tell like a lot of people that want to be YouTubers also, it's like you got to have a strong foundation. I mean, people can see that you're fake in about 5-10 minutes.
Sure.
You know, just like you said, when you go buy something and you're like, the person's like, how much is it? It's like, run away.
Well, you know, I was a radio host here in Cambodia for a while, and I had a couple of different shows that I did. And one of the shows was called Lifestyle, and it was interviewing just people around town, right? People that owned businesses. Go ahead. And involved in arts, any different topic, because anything is lifestyle, whether it's business or creativity with arts or restaurants or whatever. I mean, it's all part of lifestyle. So I interviewed a lot of people, and you know, I'm thinking that maybe for the Cambodia side, and plus, you know, people are interesting. People overseas are going to be learning, you know, what's really happening in Cambodia, because you can't always trust the news or anything like that. They're usually just reporting one angle, where this way you're actually seeing from people like yourself what. So I'm thinking about, you know, all I need to do is call up some people, say, hey, you know, come do a video with me. I'd like to interview you. I'm doing this new thing on my YouTube channel. Would you help me out? And I know I'd get tons of people. So I don't, you know, maybe since he's like, okay, Miriam, come on, let's go do it now. You have 20 minutes, let's go. I'm like, okay.
When I put my promise, I can't go to sleep if I don't get it done, because like I said, I had all these other people. I was like, you know, I promised Miriam, but once my phone got stolen,
Yeah.
it was just like, okay, let me hold back, because the phone was connected to my bank card, and you know, you got to go through all the hassle. I was like, you know, man, I can't. I know I promised you, I want you to get monetized, but it's like, I got to take care of myself first. Like, you got to take care of yourself first before you try to help other people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, like I said, now I got some time. I said, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead. Like I said, I can't make a promise that don't keep. People know that I don't like the bullshit. It's like, if I could do it, I'll do it. You know, if I tell you I'm gonna go to the United States next week, guess what? It might be earlier than next week, because I already have this thing planned long already before I even mention to people. Because I don't like talking.
Yeah.
I like doing, and so that's why everybody in Cambodia is trying to, you know, get me involved with whatever they're doing, but I kind of like, hold on, you know what? Let me see what it's all about, because, you know, I want to see what it is that you're pushing, and you know, I pretty much gave up all my life savings to get monetized on YouTube. So it's like, I don't want to give all, you know, whatever you did. Like, you could be a mechanic, and there's like a $20 gasket on a car repair, and you're charging the guy like $1,200. Like, how you charging me $1,200 when the thing costs $20? Like, oh well, it took me 20 years to learn how to repair this thing. And that's the same thing with me. It's like, I don't want people abusing my platform after what I gone through. Like I said, I mean, this whole history of people knowing that I got like shot in the face and went to prison and all, that's like things that people can't say until they actually did it themselves.
Yeah.
So experience means a lot to this whole world. And like I said, for me, it's like, I keep the honor, you know. I like it. People like it. I guess people like it because they know I'm out there not trying to promote myself, be arrogant, whatever like that. I mean, the fuck, I tell you, I'm a homeless guy. I mean, what else, you know, what else you want from me, you know? That's all I ask. Like, hey, if you buy me a burger, I'm more than happy.
Right. Okay, so we'll wrap it up. We're coming up on an hour. What I always say to my viewers is that please never forget that love transcends time and space. So wherever and whenever you're watching this, I love you. I do. So
do you mind if I get a little shout out?
Please give a shout out.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching. If you all the way this long, if you like my content, please go check out my YouTube channel. It's called Urban Survivor Guy. And you just pick it up, and
I'll link it. I'll link it in the description.
And like I said, I mean, if you like the support, like I said, my biggest goal right now is to go ahead and get her monetized. You know. And
subscribe and like.
That's all I have to say, because I said enough right there.
All right then. Okay. Bye everybody.